What's happening, everybody? I'm back with another video where I play against Zan Syed. Obviously, sometimes I'll play against other people, but right now it's just Zan Syed. And we have a very special deck on his side. It's a brew he's been working on. And we're trying to see if it's good against green steel. He's playing basically a green-red Bucky Diablo deck. It has Brawl. It has a lot of Teeth and Ambitions, Minnie Mouse, Scuba Diver, Li Shang. And so we are going to roll this dice. It's a 4. Even means he wins. So he's going to go first. So it's on Zan. He's going to do his mulligan. We're playing a very stock green steel list. It's Zan's list, admittedly. So it does have Donald Duck in it, but it is still mostly stock. And we are still mostly going for sort of a lot of the same things. When you play green steel, a lot of the times you want to mulligan super hard to get the nuts combo of Bucky, a Diablo, a way to evolve it, and then that's the nuts. If you can do that, you're in a really good spot, and you should be carrying most people with card advantage while making the card every turn, which is super strong. So when we see our cards, we're going to be mulliganing pretty hard for that. So we have a Bucky and a Diablo that we're going to keep. I'm pretty comfortable shipping the rest to give us the highest chance of drawing the bigger thing. These don't really see an effect till later. Obviously, Ursula and Let the Storm Rage On are like pretty good. So we have to ask ourselves if it's worth keeping them and potentially ditching the big Bucky, or potentially like having less chance to find the combo. I think it's not. I think it's sort of replacement level. So I am gonna ditch these two, but that is pretty close. And I like to mulligan super aggressively. I figure we'll draw more. Boom! That completes my mulligan. Did not hit one of our extremely big creatures. Bad. So let's look at our hand and make an intelligent choice. We have 2 of these. Tough. I'm gonna check and see what they inked really fast. They inked a Li Shang. So I'm gonna get rid of this because without the combo, it's not as good as something like this. Robin Hood. Play the Robin Hood and just pass the turn. The Robin Hood enables us to potentially draw 3 mana Robin Hood, which is a really good follow-up to one of Bucky's. We don't have a lot of inkables. We're going to ink Let the Storm Rage On and play a Bucky next turn if we don't draw another inkable. And they are playing that Ursula. That Ursula. It's really bad here if they grab Let the Storm Rage On. Because that was going to be our... Then we'll have to ink a Bucky, play a Bucky, and only have 2 potential inkables. So this is one of the very rare games where we could get stuck on land. Uncommon facet. I don't quest my Robin Hoods into their Ursulas. It opens it up to like getting hit and then like maybe pinged later by... Oh, but they're playing red. In that case, put it in our hand. And he's passed, so we are going to untap, up, draw, except not an upkeep. Beast is an easy get rip pitch right now. Play this Bucky. And I think since he's red, do quests. Go to 1. And he did it for us because ours wasn't working. Turn. I don't see how this gets punished. Maybe we learn together. You know, we are sort of like a disadvantage because we are playing an unknown quantity, right? If you're at a tournament, you basically know what everything's skill. But something like red throw you for a bit of a loop. I think this is a clear one of those situations. The quest might not have been safe. You might think to yourself, well, if it's not like a guaranteed safe thing, why would you quest at all? But green still has a really time closing the game. Obviously, there are games where you bury your opponent card advantage and you have a million time, and you don't worry about those. Then you have games where it's like really close and you tell what's so in the spirit of this might be a very close game. Okay, so I think Diablo is bad here. Question is, I actually don't think we have that much of a question. I think we just bank on drawing an ink. We're gonna ink this, play another Bucky, and hope we can get this Flynn Rider off the ground. If we draw a card and we can Flynn Rider and make them discard 2 cards, I think that's just. If not, we'll let the Storm Rage on and hope to find our Inkable and hope that helps. We're kind of banking on like our deck just being pound for pound a lot stronger here. You know, we didn't really have our like ballistic opener of those. They go with Diablo. That's fine. We have let the Storm Rage on. All right. Boom. So we hit the Inkable. We make them discard 2. Problem is that if we do that, this Diablo takes out to eat lunch. I think there's they're not threatening our hand because they're not. I'm gonna just Diablo get this thing off the board. Card that, and we found a card that we don't mind inking. I think at all. Aladdin's good in this matchup. Have items. So we'll just say go. And now we've hit our Flynn, no matter what. So I feel great. The 5s we were worried about are like Maui, but none of our guys are sideways. Right? And we've prevented them from drawing a million cards with Diablo, which is definitely a way this game got away from us. Again, I am sort of banking on the like strength of Green Steel to take me to the win. Here, which is great. See how it goes. Another Diablo. He is very successfully preventing us from developing his. Alright, it's our turn. So this turn we have an interesting prospect, which is that if we play a Flynn, gets rid of 2 of their cards, and these are like their last 2 cards, I think are better than the cards they draw on top. Plus, if we Flynn, it threatens the Diablo anyway, and we can save this. I think Flynn Rider is definitely the move here. We're going to make them discard 2 cards. They will get a Bucky draw off of this, or Diablo draw off of this. But look, we dodged a Lady Tremaine. That's really wrong. Question arises now if we want to ink. I think we could ink this Ursula. I think it's going to be a little too late. We really want to have 5. We ink the Ursula, we say go. And now we are letting them have an additional card with Diablo. But, okay, alright, listen to this. But we have the Sudden Chill in our hands, so we can get rid of it that way. They have a Donald Duck. There, guys. And pass to us. We untap. I wish that button worked. Wouldn't that be something? Untap a draw. And we drew a Diablo. So now what we can do is we can play this Diablo. Make them discard their card. We can hit their Diablo with our guy. Damage on guy. Guess just say go. So we're like super winning the race. They draw 2. Draw 1. I don't know why we didn't draw the card. Oh, they put it back. Thanks, Zan. Eight. One. Now they're just purely trying to race us. Can't really race this very well. Problem. Sun taps. Our turn. All our stuff on. Draw a card. here's what I'm thinking. If we Ursula, we could potentially get these off the board, and we're drawing a ton of from them. I think it's a great Ursula. Can't get rid of it. You're in a world of hurt. I also don't mind rid of sudden chill. Like we're able to do that with anyway, and we're gonna need the mana because we're about to draw a bunch of cards. And now I do want to quest with these 2, 4, 5. Great. And then that'll be our turn. We'll pass. I think we're still in a good spot. They have 8. They are going to 13 potentially. Let's see how many cards they draw. We draw a card for every card they draw. And we draw for their Donald. We're on 4. 1, 2, 5. Draw one more. And then they quested 13, and now they're playing their guys. Oh my god. So we're really looking for a Let the Storm Rage On. That card lets us get rid of 2 of their Donald. Make it happen. Holy. Oh, they're just threatening lethal. Hopefully they don't get lethal. But after hard to cards this. Then along came Zoo. Okay, that could. We are going to sacrifice a Bucky, I think. Get them out of the game. How much lore do they have exactly? 13. We said. Right. This looks. We need to ask ourselves, what if Ursula Sing Let the Storm Rage On? Is that like good at all? You can kill a Flynn Rider, kill one of these, which is more important. Okay, so we're going to start with that. We're going to sing Let the Storm Rage On. And we're going to hit this. And then, so we get to draw 2 cards. Obviously. So we're going to play this. It's like the only way to move forward. We're going to play Strength of the Raging Fire. Because we have to get these off the board because we have to start winning the race. Sense? We're going to hit this guy. I think it's about to be time for us to say goodbye to one of our... Bucky's going to hit this guy. And then we can ink a card. And I think we're like far behind on this Ursula. And then with 4, we can play another one of these. Right here. And so now we've really handicapped their ability to race us. They're at 13, we're at 6. But we can quest for 5, and they're only gaining 2 a turn. So 15, but we go to 11, so that's like a win for us. We're going to quest with these. And then pass turn. That was a good turn. We got rid of all their Donald Ducks. Set ourselves up for success. See what they draw. Our opponent just passed. Button work. Boom, it did. Time. Okay. So what do we have here, folks? We definitely need to keep our race going. We're gonna quest with all of our guys. Now we're at 16. This is lethal in 1. We have a Bucky, so the best way to make them discard a card, I think, is play this Robin Hood. Robin Hood's a little more resilient than a lot of their other things, and it threatens to get a card. And then we have 2 more. Play another Robin Hood. We'll pass. These 2 things are not threatening. Yes, so I didn't want to spend mana instead of develop. Alright, so it's our turn. So Just untap, draw, and then we don't want to waste too much time game actioning, so we'll quest all our creatures. Makes us win. Hey, we beat Zan. Isn't that great? Now he's on the play, so he's going to do his mulligan first. Because we are doing a match. So in a best 2 out of 3, pass it to Zan. He mentioned in the chat that he'll take the play. Interesting. That means he thought that it might be possible to draw. Sometimes. I don't know. You guys like that my room. You're watching and you're like, hey, my room is messy too. And you can relate to me in our parasocial relationship. Oh, continue your unhealthy relationship with. Okay, so I still think we want to mulligan into the nuts. None of these cards are like so crazy that. So I'm just keeping the Diablo in my hand, and I think this is kind of easy. Because you're sort of favored against everything anyway for being green steel, might as well mulligan into the nuts for the green steel mirror. And we know that they're green red, and I don't think Ursula this is so important. And we're definitely looking for a Bucky kind of anyway. This is gonna be and this is, I think, an easy mulligan. How I feel. Boom. Okay, so this is not a good hand. What does that mean? You tell me, viewer. What do we do? This isn't a good hand. Oh no! It's over. All right, no, I'm just play it out. We'll see what. Obviously, really hoping to draw Bucky in the first 2 draws. That didn't. We have 2 beasts. They're pretty far away. I think we're gonna get rid of a Beast of Aladdin in the first turns, but we might be incentivized to play 2 Aladdin. Actually, I think we're more incentivized to play 2. I don't think that choice was like worth thinking about too much. But I could see us drawing a stream of horribly inkable cards, and Beast is certainly a lot better than Aladdin in the matchup. That's they inked a Flynn Rider, and ooh, if they played a Flynn Rider, would be in a. They played a Bucky, not good for it. We can't let the Storm Rage on it. All right, so now it's time to ditch an Aladdin. Oh, I meant to. My bad. Showed him the Aladdin on accident. And then we don't have it to. We don't have anything to do. We mulliganed into the sun. To be honest, I don't know that we ditched like a 1-drop anyway. I don't think we ditched the Robin Hood, so you can't just say like, oh, we should have ditched all. Ditch all. This is just part of the deck that can happen sometimes. Oh, we're getting really walloped here. They quested with their Bucky. What a flex! Get to play another Bucky. Our opponent wants cards out of our hand. And we're going to give it to him, folks. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We are not going to have a lot of cards in our hand before the end of the. All right. So I think it's time to ditch this. I think Aladdins aren't doing anything for us right now. Ditch this Aladdin. Although, if they have a brawl, we are asking for defeat. That's interesting enough that I kind of. What do we ditch in that case? Probably the other Beast or Ursula. I don't think they have any songs in their deck, so we'll ditch an Ursula. Play this Aladdin. That frees up our ability to let the Storm Rage. That's kind of crazy, but I feel like they have a brawl or some other way of dealing with Diablo, so I'm going to play this Aladdin. This makes it so they can't quest with their Buckies anymore. Cards we're going to discard are, I think, and we're going to have to discard 2 cards. One of them is not going to be Bucky. I want a Jafar next. I want a Flynn Rider next. Get this. This. We're going to get rid of, I think, Beast. And this doesn't hit anything right now. I'm going to get rid of it. Alright, there we've done it. It's our turn. We untap. Draw for turn. Well, there it is. He's a little too late to this party. Although it sets up for potentially if they brick on a Bloodborne, which is basically it sets up a Bucket Diablo. They could have Maui, so we're not questing with this Aladdin either. We're just saying. We would obviously hate. I guess if they Maui, they don't. Yep. I'm drawing my card. I got it. I guess if they Maui, they for sure don't. Ooh, now we kind of have some stuff to figure. They are gonna Li Shang, so we are discarding 2 cards. We gotta think. We're gonna draw 1 card. We could discard 2 and these 2. We could play this, sing this, deal 3 to something, a non-start. I want to get rid of this. I think it's helping them more. I think it's too late for this. Sure. Please, I still. Oh, you guys are gonna. Well, it doesn't do anything. All right, we'll keep the Diablo. Done. Cards. Oh. Worcester. We just have no cards. I guess just hope to draw well and turn our Flynn Rider sideways. Being behind in the race is a big. I think this 1 mana Flynn Rider. So here's all green guy. I will quest for this guy. Oh, brother. And pass the turn. Not looking too hot this time, folks. You know, I kind of think just not having the Bucky huge factor in losing a lot of games. So we do draw a card, which is kind of interesting. You could elect not to. Probably gonna floodborn it anyway, but in this case, drawing a card is most. If that makes any sense. Played this guy, which chosen character gets +2. Oh my gosh. Okay. But he's traded Diablo for Flynn, which is huge for us. He gets to draw a card. So here's what this card does. This is kind of both of our first times reading it. You can pay 2. Chosen character gets 2 additional attack this turn. Whenever they challenge another character, you can draw a card. Okay. Worked. Quested, and then our turn. We do have an out now to. Good. Draw. Inkable, and we Tinkerbell. Get rid of these. Put a damage on this. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. No! Why? I'm obviously I'm not. A little bit mad. 4 or more. Get. I'm just thinking of whether or not I want to hit. I guess I will. Try to keep the board clear so they don't win the race. And then we can put this on the field and do the same gambit next turn, where we hope we don't discard both of our cards. Or we can not play it. So the gambit here is he's going to make us discard 2 cards, and it's going to be these 2 Flynn Riders, and then we draw an Inkable, and we can get rid of all their buttons. Like the. Well, they didn't have the Floodborn, so I kind of wish that that was a little bit of play, but here we are. We get to ink this. So I want to keep all of the cards in our. And we are going to Tinkerbell away a lot of their cards. One of the things I also like about Tinkerbell in this spot is that it does challenge this thing to be like not living. Anyway, that was our turn. They are at 10. We're kind of just gonna see how this game goes. Tinkerbell's obviously the best play there, so I wasn't thinking much about like what else we could do. If we had this in play, that'd be nice, right? Um, and we could have had it in play, but I think it was worth it to try to plan for the like we needed the Tinkerbell so bad that it was like worth it anyway. And now they're in kind of a weird spot, right? What do they quest with? It's like hard to know. Tinkerbell's sort of holding everybody hostage, so there's a Bucky number 3 into that guy. So we are discarding a card. I think it's this pretty safely. Yep. Not turning anyone sideways is a nightmare for us because they're just gonna wait until they have all the lore that they need. Bad, but anyway, let's see what's up. Let's see what we can do about all this. Not much. We can get these two guys into play though, which is pretty good. This costs 7. That's all of our stuff. And then I don't want to quest either because they have this medallion. So I'm gonna just pass. And we're in a pretty bad spot. Their Sisu's a 1-4. Now it's a 2-4. I don't know what that could do for us. It's probably not going to do anything because they're probably going to make us discard. Yeah, and they are. Well, this has certainly been a cool match. This is promising for the green-red deck. We're in a really bad spot if they just... That's not the worst. Oh, they're tapping everybody. Okay, looking like he's passing the turn. Grifflin Rider. Alright, so let's see what we need to do. Get Diablo off the table. We can kill this. Shock this. And then this can hit Bucky. I think that's gonna be the move. Hit this. We might still be dead. I kind of just wanted to do as much as possible. We're gonna hit this. We're gonna shock this guy. Good enough. And then we're gonna hit with this. Obviously, a steel card there would have been great, right? Let the Storm Rage on him get to kill this, and then they only have 2, and we literally get to win. The big reveal, we have this, so we're dead. So it's GG. Pass to Zan, any quests for Leaf? Yep. You got it. All right. We're going to keep the Bucky. I think, again, we're just going for the nut. We know this is all kind of too... They're like they're pretty fast, so this might not be good enough kind of anyway, but we are looking for that great Diablo. Interesting, we got this. Not bad. We can ditch this Flynn Rider. We're in a pretty good spot. So our plan is going to be Robin Hood on 1, ditching the Flynn Rider. Then on 2, we're going to Bucky. Then on 3, we're going to Robin Hood, and we're going to hope this Robin Hood is better than the... Now, against most green decks, it is really good. Against him specifically, he has Maui, his deck, so we have to be careful. We can't just go willy-nilly all crazy tapping this thing. But, you know, just Bucky into a cascade of Floodborn creatures is a recipe for a good game win. It's how we took down game 1. Anyway, so we'll just see what happens. While they discuss, check. Right. Yeah, so our plan right now, turn one, ink Flynn Rider. Flynn Rider's cool, but I think not like long for this deck. I think we're just trying it out. So they mulligan 3, and now it's my turn. We're gonna get started. I'm gonna ink this, play this. Pass turn. So next turn, Bucky. Oh no! Oh, they're inking it. Okay. Oh no, they still get to see. So our worst fears have been realized, and they are probably going to Diablo. That makes me wonder if I could maybe Ursula to try to stop it. Honestly, I don't have a lot. We don't have a lot of experience with that. So we'll see what happens. They're done. What? All right. Drawing an answer to the Diablo. Makes me think we need the Ursula less. Or makes me, yeah, this Ursula a lot less. Still want to do this. I still think this. Is that true? We've been this. Let's just been. It's not as good against them. I don't even think they have any song. I can't think of a single song. They have Teeth and Ambition. And it's gonna be Bucky, and then we West. Is there a haster we're scared of? I don't think. What's with this? Go to 1. Pass turn. A lot of bad stuff can happen to us. If they make us discard a card, it's gonna be the beat. And then we're gonna ink the Ursula, play the Robin Hood. They discard a card, and we can kill their Diablo. With Strength of Raging Fire, that's not bad. Not too bad. See what they come up with. They're cooking. Zan is in the tank. This is I play against Zan a lot, and I just want to say, nobody takes longer to lose than my boy Zan Syed. That guy just looks like he's thinking up a storm. We're gonna kill him. All 3 Diablo littles accounted for. And what's the play? Oh no! I'm still glad we didn't ditch this. Obviously, we were thinking about Ursula a little bit. Ow. Good. That sings T Ambition? Or no? Oh, you had to discard the T. Okay. He got a Diablo. I think it's a better. Yeah, Ursula is not going to happen. Better solution. I think so, because he brawls it, whatever. And they can't make us discard, really. Nice little. We're really going to be relying on the strength of these 5, so we're hoping to draw Inkables. We're going to want them out in this order. We want Beast out because they have Maui, which makes it a little bit worse. The rationale for why Beast is better. They're going to brawl our Diablo, which is like the nightmare. Now they get to have an uncontested Diablo. Okay. Yeah, like we said, we'll get rid of this. And then we're kind of keeping their thing in check by making them discard. Like keeping Diablo in check. And this like can threaten a Diablo. And if we draw another Inkable, then we can play this Beast and start trying to pull ahead on cards that way. With this threatening the Diablo, that could really work. Have another Brawl, it's pretty bad for us. You know, we can't just live our life scared of that. Well, even if we did, I think this is the play, right? Because evolving this into a 3/6 doesn't do anything against the Maui deck. We might get 6 lore, but that would put us to 7 and super behind on board. So I'm like not really here for it. Like 6 lore, who cares? See what they got. Okay, so they're inking Minnie Mouse the Diver, which is great with Bucky, and playing that Floodborn character. Which we don't worry about that with their Diablo too much because it lets us draw cards on their turn. And they, ooh, that's so important. They didn't. All right, so here we go. Play this into this. And then it's time to quest with this. And now we'll say go. And we get to draw a card for their Donald Duck. And it's Strength of a Raging Fire, which can kill their Diablo. Or, if we get really lucky, and let's just say Flynn Rider can kill their Diablo, the Strength can kill this thing. Which, this thing's pretty powerful. But, like, you know, like, not impossible for us to beat. What are they thinking about? They have a lot of options. They don't have as much ink as us, but they haven't missed it. This Quester is, you know, because a big part of Greensteel's problem is that it's not very fast to win. But you have freaking Isabella Madrigal in the form of Flynn Rider, just questing away for 4 and putting Diablo in check. It's a 2/3. So right now this is a Flynn Rider 8. Easily the most important one. Okay, now they have a Bucky and those things. Quest with that, it's gonna draw a bunch of cards. Just the nature of literally the. So we're gonna draw 1 card, another one for our beast. All right, what do we got? If we play, I want to kill who I am. So I want to hit this. Oh no! And it gets 2 damage. This is... How are we doing? How are we doing? We can just okay. They are vaguely threatening us. This card, so we're gonna ink. This. Not the best, but we're gonna play this Bucky, and then we're gonna play Let the Storm Rage On, hitting this thing because that thing's like. And then the question becomes, what do we want to do with all of our characters? I think we're gonna just pass. I think we're in a great spot here. If we draw a Floodborn, we instantly win on card advantage, and we're likely to draw a Floodborn because we have this. I mean, not likely. Sure, there's like a way to figure out how many are left in our deck instead of drawing them cards. But that would honestly be wasting time compared to just seeing, you know, where we're at strategically. We're ahead on lore, and we have the fastest lore character in the game, although they kill it. Had to use a card in their hand to do so. May not be ahead on lore anymore, but we certainly are ahead on a lot of metrics. And they can't keep cards in their hand. And we get to draw 2 a turn. Now it's our turn. We're going to draw cards, red cards, blue cards, primes. Are you guys thinking that I'm thinking of just like, let's get super greedy, quote unquote, and like wait a turn for this to draw 2 cards potentially? Because putting 2 damage on this isn't very good. I don't really care what you guys think about it. That is going to be. So we're going to just make Ursula and. Well, but they have this Bucky. Definitely doing the Ursula. I think we just gotta try to bank. It's so high upside. Think about it. We get to take Sisu off the table. No Floodborn. No Floodborn, and we win the game. Ink Minnie Mouse. Asked her. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this just proves that anything can happen in the WWE arena. All right, we draw one. I hit this thing twice. And cards. Put this, put it on the bottom. Get another beast in play. Or we can get the beast and get these. Need to get this game over with. So I think we're beast. We already have one. And we're just playing these. I think it's time to quest. Thing. And this thing. And these. Gotta get this game over with. So now we're at 10. We're threatening 5 here, and we're just gonna... It's really important to turn the corner as soon as you can. So I know we're giving up Bucky's and we're letting them draw a card. But I don't care that much because how are they? We're at 10, you know? How are they going to beat? We're threatening almost lethal, right? This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Literally threatening lethal. They have to trade away one of their bucks. Li Shang. They should have Li Shang before they traded away their Bucky. But that's okay. They're pretty much dead anyway. I think they're a little bit checked out like we have been in prior series. Let's just let the Storm Rage on with mana. We quest with all of them. Get rid of this. And play another Robin Hood. I'm at 8. And he just said GG. Pass to Zan. Alright. He's just letting us go again. Oh, no, he's not. Taking his turn. Okay, so we win this game. It doesn't really matter what Zan's last card is. It can't be both be prepared and some other thing, and there's no way for him to get all these guys off the board. So we have another game where, unluckily, Green Steel wins it. Very sad. Green Steel sort of being the monster in the format. We are still researching ways to beat it. Don't worry, we're going to come up with something soon. But for now, my full-throated recommendation is that you play Green Steel. I really just can't recommend it enough. It's like, demonstrably better than anything in the format. If you mulligan to the nuts, nothing can beat you. Theoretically, Blue Steel has a good matchup against you, but next time, we'll talk about it in post. Hey everybody, hope you liked the games. I think that the analysis of them is that Green Steel is still one of the best decks. Obviously, we're trying to beat it with these series, and Green Red, not the best. We are going to test it against Chris Anderson's cool Green Yellow deck moving forward. He says he has a pretty good matchup against Green Steel. So we're going to see if we can crack that, and that's the way to beat it. But yeah, we'll find that out moving forward, and it was good to see you, and hope you enjoy the YouTube series. We're going to be doing a lot more of these.